Poor little old Tories. Oh dear. They're getting caught out again. Yeah. The Labour Party. They've spent a fortune gathering information of about, well, around 66,000 entries. Usage of the Government Procurement Cards. Yes, they were brought in by Labour, I believe, in 1997 or something like that. Well, the only difference is the Tories have been abusing them, it seems. Well, some of the payments are quite legitimate, obviously. But there are a few that seem a little, how to put it, dubious. I think that's what you could call it, dubious. Anyway, in today's stream, I want it to be kind of, well, fueled by you guys and gals, in the sense that we're going to have a look at the only difference is the Tories have been abusing them, it seems. There you go. I do apologise for that. Well, we're going to be looking at this. Yes, the GPC files. Oh, okay. So they are the Government Procurement Cards. Well, I know it says Richie Sunak on that card there, on that Government Procurement Card, but, well, technically, it's not really 100% accurate, because I don't think Richie Sunak has actually got one. No. For start, I don't think he knows how to use one. Well, he didn't when he wanted to go and buy that can of Coke and pay for the fuel that he put into somebody else's car. No. So I doubt he's got one, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't got one anyway. So, anyway, before we get on into this, like I say, it's going to be driven by you guys and gals. That's the idea. Let's try and make it a bit of a banter. That's what we want to do. Get the old chat going. So I'm going to bring the chat up. And I hope everybody's having a fine day. I've got my coffee. I've got my my lemony water over here. Yes, I'm still on that dodgy diet. But it's working. I'm a little bit skinnier. Not a lot. Not a lot. No, but I'm a little bit skinnier. It's going the right direction. It's starting to fall off. Yes, I'm in keto. Oh, no carbs. And very little alcohol. No beer, definitely no beer. Hello, Madbug33! Don't worry, this is not going to be an all-nighter, my friend. No, I did a video about this, I think it was yesterday. I probably kind of missed the boat on it in the sense that I did it a bit early. But yeah, I did a video about this GPC yesterday. And it seems to everyone seems to be talking about it today for some reason. Anyway, so what I thought I'll do a live stream, and what I'm going to do is, like I say, I'm going to bring this up, the GPC files website. Yes, it's all on there, it is. And we're going to, well, we're going to see who's and who's what and who spends and what have you. Oh, Gavin Williamson, oh God, just, you know. We'll do a few searches on there and see what happens, see what we can find. Yeah, it could be fun, or it might be a complete utter disaster. We'll see. Well, never know until we try, do we? You got to try. You know, it's just like YouTube. You just got to press record. That's what they say. Yeah, in this case, you just got to go live. Well, oh, damn it. Oh, dear. Obviously, this is a political stunt, you could say, on behalf of Labour. And it seems very apt at the moment, because obviously the cost of living crisis and that, and some of these purchases that have been made are not particularly... No. Doesn't put the Conservative Party in a very good light. So it seems to me that the Conservative Party have really, really dug themselves a whopping great hole. Not only that, they're jumping in it, one after the other. Including Lee Anderson, yeah. Well, he's getting sued, he is. He's getting sued by a food bank. Oh, no, excuse me. Yeah, he's getting sued by a food bank for accusing them for taking brown envelopes for planning permissions or something like that. I think that's something like that, yeah. Maybe you can correct me in the comments, in the chat, might have you. But yes, he's been taking, apparently he accused them of taking bribes in brown envelopes. Not that kind of brown. No, not at all. No, brown. Stop that. Oh, dear me. Anyway, he's getting sued. He's only been in the office for, you know, a few weeks, isn't he? Or a week or two. And he's probably I bet he's in the Guinness Book of Records for receiving the most, how to put it, negative scrutiny. Or being called names. Can't do that on YouTube. Can't call names. No, because it would be called a hate crime. I'd be, well, targeting somebody. All my fun has been taken away. I used to enjoy that. ridiculing those who I detest. Can't do it anymore unless I can come up with some words, some new words. I'm gonna have to work on that one. Anyway, who we got here today? Well, we got me. And that's the most important, obviously. Well, Wim, hello Wim. Good evening, Marcus. Be careful with your words, or you'll get kicked out of YouTube again. Oh no, it's not just about the words; it's about how you use them and about context and yeah, and obviously swearing is out of the question because you get demonetized anyway. But I got done for sexual content, and maybe I was a bit saucy. Maybe I did that. So, I don't know. Sexual content, but also hate towards Piers Morgan. It's not difficult, is it? No, it's not difficult. Hello, David Jarago and Nick Young. Hello there. Hello, Esther Witt. And Mike Cacao. Hi, Marcus and others. And Ginger's Giraffes and Tories. Don't get tasered. No, that's your candle. Tories don't get tasered. How do you know they don't get tasered? They probably do. They probably do it as a fetish. Oh, I just sexualized. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no. Oh, there. Okay. So Larry the Cat, goodly evenings, everybody's. And Salaya, hello there. And Duke Vengeance. Oh, Richie Steak. Oh, he isn't he? Yeah. Well, Ben Shaw, hello, everybody. And obviously Mad Monk 33, evening all. I'm back again. I'm back. Yeah. What's it when he's like satellite to, well, launching missiles into the UFO on Independence Day. Yeah. I'm back! That's after he's been probed and what have you. He's the guy who looks like he's the ex-leader of the DUP. I've got his name now. Dwight, no. Wait. What? No. Oh my god. It's two actors, the brothers. One's better looking than the other. Can't remember the names. Oh my god. Anyways, on Independence Day, he flies the jet and what have you, and he also puts pesticide on the wrong field. Anyway. Robert Wilson, hello there, good evening all, and Lefty Boater, hello my friend, I hope the boat is good. And number 3, hello my friend. I didn't see the chat for a while. Oh no. Good evening, says Smith. And we got a mellow. Boris Johnson's bought surfboards. He's on swimming with the turds. Oh no, don't do it, you fall in, get E. coli, you know. Oh, Duke Vengeance says, it doesn't put the Conservative Party in a good light. No. And the biggest understatement of the century was said that day. It doesn't put them in a good light. Well, what about the 2009 expensive scandals? Oh, that geezer Norfolk, wasn't it? Or Norwich MP or something like that. Yeah, it was £3,000 for a duck house. I don't know, something like that. I have to admit, it was quite comical at the time. Oh dear, what can you say? They're all at it. Don't get me wrong, they would probably do similar things if given the chance. A lot of the expenditure on there is fairly legit, if not still over. Well, and not put it like this, they don't care what they're spending, and they're not really scrutinising what they spend themselves. In a sense, you know, you and I, we go and buy something, and we see two prices for something, and we'll say, okay, well, that one's 300 quid cheaper. I'll have that one, please. Not a Tory, no. That one's 300 plus 4, and oh yeah, I'll get the extras with that. Yeah, we'll go large. That's what we'll do. We'll go large on that, you know. Oh no, they won't have no McDonald's. We'll like, oh no, not Tories. No McDonald's for Tories. That's a side. Well, hello, Lee, buddy. How you doing? Lee Corn, evening all. Catching up from the beginning. Oh, well, I've only been going, 9 minutes, so it won't take long. And hello, David. Oh, David Lewis. Hello there. Hello. And Smith, did you get the new microphone, Marcus? Get a new microphone? Well, this one? No. Oh, yeah, well, it is a new microphone, but it's new this year. No, last year. I bought it last year, this one. Yeah. This is a G-Track, Samsung G-Track Pro. It's a really good microphone, not overly priced, plus it has like a built-in sound device as well, so you can actually plug devices into it. And it's what I use in my workshop when I do my woodworking videos as well. It's a different, an older version of this. So Daily Blase will know what I'm talking about because he's also got an old G-Track as well. And David Lewis says hello. Oh, and old Beach, hello there. And Edwin Poots. Oh my God, Edwin Poots. Oh, no. Vipek goes hello, old peeps. So Larry the Cat says Tories love having it large. Just like Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson with a curry, and God knows how much money was spent there on her. Oh yeah, no, sorry, that was computer education or something like that. Yes, that was an odd one. What was it? I wrote it down somewhere. Where was it? Now, what was it that a curry? Wasn't it something to do with pole dancing? Oh, not pole dancing, was it? No, that was extras. I wonder if you had to pay for that as well. Well, yeah. Well, Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson. Curry was given a total of £126,000 in public money and access to free overseas trade missions led by Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, the blonde Boris mutant therein. Well, Johnson was a regular visitor to Curry's top floor flat in Shoreditch. Oh. Went on there, yeah. And it was in East London. Well, she came clean in the end, didn't she? I don't think she come back into the country anymore. She's in the United States. Well, according to the paper, Curry was given a preferential treatment, she was, when it came to joining overseas trade missions, led by Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, with the initial decisions to turn her down for 2 trips overturned after he and his team intervened. On top of that, 10,000 quid in sponsorship cash for a series of networking summits put together by Curry reportedly came from an organisation that Johnson was responsible for as a London mayor in 2013. God. And then we got the Tory party chairman, Greg Hands. He stayed in the oh god, it goes on and on and on. Oh god, £318 a night, 5-star hotel in Germany. Crikey, that's when he was energy minister. That was in 2022, last year. And Alex Sharma, 66 trips as a president of the COP26. Now, that's fair enough. Okay, he's got to make the trips and what have you, but how much he spent for it? You know, he paid 200. Well, he didn't pay. We paid 225. Well, almost 221,000 just for his own travel and hotels. It's getting very expensive. There's more than one of them, isn't there? The Conservatives pointed out that the last Labour government introduced the cards. They did, yeah. And they reckon that the numbers have been cut since 2010. Yeah, it's just those at the top get it now. They spend twice as much because the actual amount being spent on these cards now is it was about 86 to 90,000. No, million, sorry. And now it's gone up to 145. Tories of late. So, million. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Talk about a lot of money. Oh, the likes like Liz Truss and what have you. She's been spending. Oh, like she's a right old spendthrift, she is. Yeah. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. They all are, actually. Because we can have a look, you see. And this was from Freedom of Information requests. Some of the stuff is public domain. Most of it, though, is by freedom of information requests by the Labour Party. It's taken quite a long while to compile these 66,000 entries. So, we'll have some fun in it. We'll go have a look. We'll put some names in and see who we can find and see what they've been doing. Oh, the naughty people. And if there's companies there, let's see who these companies are as well. The Companies House. Mad Monk's referring to Esther Witt here, saying, "Oh, you changed your handle again." Yes, she keeps being naughty. She keeps saying things and getting kicked off, bit like me. So easy now on YouTube. And I was thinking about this today, like the stream I did yesterday, last night, and I was thinking about this. And I think to myself, well, for a platform like YouTube, which is constantly building masses of content. And that content is still on the platform for a long period of time. Unlike Twitch, for instance, I think they delete it after a week or something, don't they? That older content, which is done under older policies, is then liable. Well, then it means that YouTube themselves can get in trouble themselves, can't they? If adverts and what have you get put on those older videos. Well, they could just not put our ads on the old videos, I suppose. But anyway, that's them for you. Yeah. YouTube. Not even an acronym for stupidity, but it isn't stupidity. It's just getting ridiculous. This is my last one. After this, I will give up, says Esther. No, don't give up, Esther. No. All shorts. What did the orange one do with the folders? Yeah, in bed. Well, I'll tell you what he did with the folders in bed. I know Tim Ballon, that I do. If anyone doesn't know this story already, there was a file, yeah, found when they raided them. Yeah, when they raided Monte-Largo, whatever it was, I don't know. Donald Trump. You know him, you know.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Hold that volume down. Yeah, him. When they raided him, wow. They found a folder beside his bed. And on that folder, it said it was top secret. Well, the fact of the matter is, actually, the folder was empty. But the reason he used it was to hide the light from an old phone that he had. It had a wired landline phone beside his bed, like a hotline it was, beside his bed. And it was there for, you know, just because it was keeping him awake at night, because it had the light on it. That was it. If that's what you're talking about, I give her it is, Tim Bannon. Oh yeah, I didn't know. I'll keep my ear to the ground as much as I can, that I do. Quite hard sometimes, there's just so much going on, especially at the moment. It's not like how it used to be. Oh, I remember them days, that I do. I remember the like, oh yeah, don't forget that. Oh, crikey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There we go. My Stream Deck ain't working properly. Oh, dear me. Oh, Remix Brothers did a song with that Trump quote. Oh, did they? Oh, dear. His night light was too bright. Oh, a bit like a spitting image when they showed me doing his Twitter. And it's coming out of his, because he's talking out of his derriere, you see. This thing would come out of his derriere and do his Twitter while he's asleep. It's caught up now, Lee Corn. It's caught up. My friend, we're going to get into it in a second. And like I say, I want this to be, if possible, if you'd like to participate, to be driven by you in the chat. Oh, and the GPTC, whatever kind of thing. So let's get to it, shall we? I think we should. All right. Now, I was having a little bit of difficulty with this. So I'll be honest with you, because the website doesn't format. I can't squeeze it down. Normally, you can squeeze them down and I'll self-format into place. But this website is kind of fixed. They're obviously, whoever did it are stupid. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. You can format it to a degree, but most of it you can't squeeze in. So if it is a bit on the small side, I have made it as big as I possibly can, and I've chopped off loads of the old... managed to remove some of the columns that aren't necessary, so hopefully that'll be okay. So anyway, hello Mark's biggest fan, my friend. Hello there. Hey, look, I've got my coffee cup. Oh dear. So they raided me. Oh, all they found were hydroponics and 3 Vietnamese shoemakers. What? Oh dear. Thank you very much, Dreamcatcher. This is my, well, I put the cross in the right box. So it did. It's available on my website, you see. And it is my merch. I've got merch. Yeah, Caroline's been busy putting stuff up on... What is with the merchandise, and we've got it on the website. We've got it on Teespring. We've got it on Redbubble. And Teespring, Redbubble, Teespring's the one where you get the bit on the bottom of the videos. But we've got to upload a lot more material. Because there's some of the stuff we make for T-shirts and stuff, we're doing it for quite a wide spectrum of stuff. It's not just politics and stuff, it's other stuff as well. And woodworking and all that, because I do woodworking. And other stuff like that. So, I need to upload more political kind of focused stuff. Hello, Ben Shaw. Hello there. Yeah. Hey, Dream Dancer. And says great T-shirt. Thank you very much. Have you got the 2 gigabit line in? Yes, we've got the 2 gigabit line in, but it's not 2 gigabit. They lied. It's up to about 800-900. But it jumps about a lot. I don't know what I'm on at the moment. I hope it's actually streaming quite clean at the minute. But considering what I did have, it's a massive improvement. Plus, I'm not limited anymore. Before, I was limited to 210 gigabits per month per card, because I was doing 4G. Because our internet here was so bad, we had 4G with directional aerials on the roof and what have you. And it worked really well, but we're limited. So I have to be careful. So now I don't have to worry about the size of the files or anything like that, because I'm not limited anymore, and it's a darn sight faster. Yeah, so it's not 2 gigabits download, no, but we are getting pretty close to 600 upload, which is great for doing live streaming. Although we did have a couple of times when it went down to about 90 to 100, which is still pretty good for upload. Very good, actually, for uploading. So, Mad Monk you can follow Lee Corn and Reagan Elite on the Snowflake channel. Don't forget the Snowflake channel's on Wednesday, which is tomorrow at 9 PM your time, GMT time, or 10 o'clock PM CET. And so, load of cats, there's a shameless plug warning. Snowflake Show, not a problem at all. I'm fond of the Snowflake Show, and they're progressing lovely. They are. Actually, yeah, they're organised. Unlike me, they're kind of like, I'm not organised anyway. I'm all over the place, as you can probably tell. Anyway, let's get into what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, the GPC files. Oh, look at this credit card here. It says Richie Sunak on it, but I don't think he's even got one of these cards. No. Oh, they say, hey, think of the Government Procurement Cards as Whitehall's version of the contactless debit card. Thousands of these black cards are used by government departments with little, well, control, scrutiny, or oversight. Pretty much none whatsoever. They pretty much spend what they like, down to their own, well, morality, if they've got any. So the Labour Party, apparently, will treat public money with care it deserves. Oh, we're so good we are. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Wasn't it? Yeah, no. And give taxpayers the transparency they demand. Well, little Claire Rayner with her golden locks. She's been criticised for her AirPods that she bought. Apparently with government money. I don't know. Not government money, is it? Obviously expenditure money or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, she bought AirPods. And she justified it by saying she used it for conferencing and stuff. There's probably some truth in that. But they were like 200 quid. We're talking about millions. Yeah. Liz Truss, about 7 odd million. Oh, God, I can't remember what Rob was now. It's a ridiculous amount. Well, have a look in a minute. Right now. Bank robbers, that they are, I would say. Mellow. Not tomorrow, Wednesday. What's today? Is today Monday? Oh, today's Monday. Yes, it's Wednesday. Sorry. Wednesday at 9 PM or 10 CET for the Snowflake Show. I'm losing my days again. Oh, my God. I don't know what day next is, you know. That's what happens when you live in France. In rural France, I don't have, like, a fixed 9 to 5 job. Effectively, I probably work every single day, really. And, so, yeah, I lose my days. And my mind. You can probably tell that, can't you? No? Okay. Well, we can choose what ministers we like. I've been having a little bit of play with it. And I thought to myself, I don't know, I was going to list a load. And I thought, no, not. Let's just have a play and just have a look, shall we? So, let's put all up for starters. So these are, well, Robert Buckland, Dominic Raab, George Useless, Useless, hate crime. Robert Buckland, it seems to be spending quite a bit of money. In fact, he didn't spend a huge amount compared with some of them, but there's a lot of them. And he's a prison and probation service. Raab has a huge tomato bill, yes, because Dominic Raab loves to chuck cherry tomatoes at people. Yeah. Oh, I'll give him rotten tomatoes. Oh, he's an angry little man, that one. And, so we've got, they're all there. So, is someone going to chuck a name into the pot? Who should we go for first? Who should we go for? Don't pick one soon. I'm going to pick one for you. Public millionaires. Oh, I keep saying they are. Well, did you know that Lee Anderson has a net worth of just under 5 million? Even Gullis has well, we don't know the exact figures, but there's at least 1 million, but they say between 1 and 5 million. Jonathan Gullis, the hyena. Oh, hate crime. I don't know what BFS is. British Home Stores? Right, okay. Right, have I got a name yet? Has anyone give me a name? I want a name. No? Okay, I'm going to pick one. I'll just pick one from the top. Let's have a look from the top. Let's go like Alex Sharma, because he's been a bit of a spendthrift, this one. Right. Well, this one here, it shows Amazon. He's been mounting purchases on Amazon. And Park Retail. Let's have a look what he spent. He spent a total spend, well, not too bad actually, to be fair to him. But that doesn't include his expense. This is just what's been spent on the actual cards themselves. And it's 4,192. So like Sharma spent on the card. some of this is going to be down to habit, or whether or not systems are set up for them to be able to spend the money in other ways, such as their accounts. You know, this is stuff that they're bought where there is not an account. Food wholesaler. Oh, BFS, you're talking. Yes, it was Booker's. Oh no, I get you now. So what's a BFS? Yes, it's Booker's. A lot of money has been spent with Booker's. They're called BFS. So I think it's something food stores or something rather. As a general kind of wholesaler, you must have heard of Booker's before. It's huge. I didn't realise how much the government relies on them. Bid food service. Oh, BFS is a bid food services and a food retailer. Okay. Let's go. Who we got on top of this? There, someone say Gullus. That might be interesting. When I was unemployed, I had no idea what day it was. But it didn't matter. I know the feeling. I feel like I'm unemployed, to be fair. That's what happens when you're broke. And ding. Scroll down. Gullus, he must be in there somewhere. Because these are the government ministers, aren't they? So Gullus isn't actually on there. If I do a search for Gullus, I bet he won't come up. Oh my god, what's going on there? No results. So he's not on there. We can't do Gullus because he's not a minister, you see. They've got to be the ministers. That's what they've done here, the ministers. They're the ones with the government cards. Is Lee Anderson on here yet? Oh, he's only just become a minister, so he wouldn't have had a chance yet, would he? So, Anne-Marie Chevrolet, the hooligan. Johnson, he's not going to be on there now, is he? And there, Boris Johnson. Oh, he's on there. Let's have a look at Boris Johnson. That might be interesting. Well, just put it in and nothing's happened. Oh, that's because I got that in there. Let's get rid of that. Boris Johnson. Oh, surprise. Hotels. Okay, so we've got in 2021 Four Seasons Hotel in Seoul. Hotel Seoul. Someone's snoring behind me. Andorra, she's snoring. Oh dear, that's off pun. AV Parkmaster. Who are these people? AV Parkmaster. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at that. London, AV Parkmaster.net. I'll scroll. So I've had formatting problems there. Oh, I do that, can't I? I'll say, let's have a look and see who AV Parkmaster. That's nice. And so let's cross. Right. It was dissolved. That's 2017, so it's not that one. Right, so who is AV Parkmaster? Well, that doesn't. Okay. That is strange. So the website quote, it says avparkmaster.net. Yeah. Goes to that. Okay. This seems a bit dodgy. It's a Holden site, obviously, for the domain name. And it says it's not secure because it's not an HTTPS site. So that one's a bit dubious for a start, wouldn't you say? Audio Vision Company. Is it AV? Yeah, Audio Vision. So why isn't it coming up then? So AV, what Parkmaster? AV. Okay, so it doesn't know anything like that. Let's separate it up. Wally, quiet boy. What you're being a pain again, aren't you? We're talking about audiovisual, right? Let's try audiovisual. This is dodgy. It's just audio. Artmaster. Got partmaster.co.uk. But it's not .net. Why would it say .net? You know? Mad Monk? Do you know? Ah, dare you click on the one? No, I'm not going to click on them links, Lee. Definitely not. I'm not going to be clicking on those links. If I can find them again. No, they're gone now. Because that was dodgy. Oh, was like AV Partmaster. .net one. No, I'm not going to do that. Definitely not. Get Smarter. Yeah, that's another one. To You Get Smarter. That's on there as well. That is an online. To You Get Smarter is actually an online, bit like an open university thing, but for people who wants to, like, I don't know, who wants online courses on, like, for instance, using the phone, you know, and telesales and that sort of stuff, or how to deal with people, you know. But also, if I remember rightly, Boris Johnson's been using it, but I think you'll find Dominic Raab has been using that one as well, various others. So yeah, they're online courses. Obviously, they're too bored. That's what it is. Oh, what should I do? I know. Oh, I know. I'm going to do a pay-for porn site. And I should say that we're going to do one of them sort of sites. And then we'll put it down to online education. Maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing. Obviously, I'm guessing. And then we've got back into this... ILEX group. Who is the ILEX group? ILEX group PLC. That should, okay, if it's a legitimate thing, that'll be in here. If it's PLC, it must be. There you go. And they were incorporated. When were they incorporated? That's quite. Oh, overdue. All right, next statement is 30th December 2022, but okay. They haven't done their statement. Yeah, they're overdue. That's a PLC, that's a public limited company. And they're overdue with their statement. It'll be like statement of assets and all that sort of shareholding and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, accounts. Next account's made up to Dubai. Okay, so they've done their accounts, but they haven't done their statement. Technical and vocational secondary education. Okay. Technical and vocational. Why would Boris Johnson be paying for that? I'm not saying it's, you know, it's not legitimate payment, but why would he be doing that? Training. But he's supposed to be, like, you know, really clever. And then we've got Langsals. God, this is just Menzies. You know Menzies. That's obviously for his newspapers. Menzies. Menzies distribution. Osterite. Is that a new chair or something? So who's Posterite Limited? This is... I'm very curious now. Posterite Limited. There we go. That's what they do. When 17th... So they incorporate 1991. What do they do? It's a private limited company, so it's a PLC again. Manufacturer of office and shop furniture. Oh, it's got something to do with his flat. When was that? That was in 2021, wasn't it? So, yeah, 2021. Office furniture. He spent, actually, he's not the worst, but he spent 1 million on this card. £1,083,000. 425. 1,001 transactions while he was in office. That's in 365 days. Does that mean he's been using it at least, well, 3 times a day? That's right. Boris Johnson's been using his cards 3 times a day. Oh god. Whatever next. Oh, it was what you saying too. Over this. Thanks also to foreign language trainings. A lot of training courses they're paying for in there, and they're really expensive. Nothing cheap here, is there? It's foreign language training. Oh, okay. The Berg's account and no real pay slips. No. The thing is, they're not actually giving us much information. It's just an oversight of obviously the stuff into the. You need to. I wonder if there's another version of that where they give you more. Let's duplicate. Have a look. If there's more information. Actually, might better look on this computer. That might make more sense, you know. Oh, if I can stretch over here. Formatted. Very wide formatting. So what happens if I try and do that on here, it becomes too small. I'll be able to see it. Go to sections. Detailed. Right. Bring that over. Yeah. Ah, I might be able to tell you then if I can bring them up on here at the same time. Ah, that might be interesting. Let's bring that back up here. Most of it though, it looks like it's not even showing. So I'm gonna look at Boris Johnson again. On this other computer over here, which you can't really see. No detailed descriptions at all of anything. IT services. I wonder if that was a query. Oh, anyway, let's scroll down. Okay, let's get into this. There we go. So as I come down, what are we? If we go to the top again, so there's that one. 2021, that's the fourth. Training, IT services. SOS job board advert, apparently. Creative Cloud, Indiv. The Knowledge Academy. There's a lot of training stuff on it that they're paying. Osterite, that's off furniture again. Vimeo. Vimeo is a video hosting platform. So that could be used for conferencing and stuff like that. MailChimp. He's spamming people? Probably. Probably using it for spamming. That's what he's doing. IT services. I wonder if any of these are Curry. No, they won't be because that's not 2021. That's 2013. Go on, my Wally. Oh, God, my little Wally dog. He needs treats. I got my treats. There. Training treats. We're used to training. So they pretty much do zero. We thought when we bought them, they'll just, they automatically become trained because you give them the treats and they're like magic pills. Yeah. And do it at the back. I don't even see it because it's dark over there. Bastion's not in here. Oh, it's quite important. No, he's not. Oh, there. I got my bear. Right, so. Cable Monkey Hotel Ibis. Oh, an Ibis hotel. That's cheap. Well, 710. Obviously, that's still quite a bit, really, isn't it? Yeah. Ibis Hotel. That's in 2021. Scrolling down. Zoom. That'll be conferencing again, wouldn't it? But there's a hell of a lot of money that, it's £1 million he spent. It's just nuts. And that's 2020. That's obviously why he's Prime Minister, but that means he would have had a card. He shouldn't have had a card, I wouldn't have thought. And I don't think as a Prime Minister you have a card. Ibis is for his boys on the side. Oh, probably. Yeah, he's probably in this 5-star hotel. But again, he doesn't pay for his hotels, does he? The Russians do. Oh, see, there's an Ibis. I wouldn't know. I'd be in the budget, I would, Lee. My neighbour's dog needs training, but no treats. Oh. I can't afford 100 a month on my beers, and these are buying crap with your money. Yes. Let's get it straight. This card, they're spending your money. Just with this government procurement card. Now, the government, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with the government procurement card whatsoever. I just have a problem with the fact that it's not scrutinised and there isn't any. There's no one there to say, pull them up on it. Excuse me, you spent what? No. They just literally spend what they like when they want with this card. That no one's going to tell them one way or the other whether they can or not. Oh, I'm sorry, that's personal. You need to pay it back. We're not paying that. You can't expect the taxpayer to pay for that. No. You can't expect the taxpayer to pay for your fluffer. No. Alexander Boris Pfeffel Johnson. No. Not cheddar. No. Right. Anyway, that we might get back to Boris Johnson in a second, but probably more about him. Right on the wrong. There we go. Scroll down. There's Boris Johnson. Okay. Dominic Raab. Mr. Anne Trevelyan. She's not really important, is she? Interesting what she spent, though. Anthropologue. Is it anthropology? General retail and wholesale. Now, one of these on here I noticed from Dominic Raab, because I did a little search on Dominic Raab earlier. And one of them, let me just bring it up on the other computer so I can see the detail. Love me tender, love me true, Dominic Raab, there we go. And there was a description for one of his purchases. And it was women's clothes. Whatever you're doing in private, it's up to you, Dominic Raab. Yeah, it was quite a lot of money, actually, from privately. Oh god, there's so many here. Equipment. Crikey. Anyway, let's work our way through this. Let's see. Right, Dominic Raab. Ooh, back again. So, what the hell? What on earth is anthropology? It isn't anthropology, but what on earth? Oh, okay. This is the one. Anthropologue. Okay. So, women's ready-to-wear stores. Women's ready-to-wear stores. Dominic, whereabouts is this place? Department S. His department. Alright. Who are they? Is it a limited company? Should be at least limited, shouldn't it? Oh, there you go. I imagine it is that one. Okay. No, I don't think that's that one. It'd make more sense if it was, but it's been listed as women's retail. I always thought it was the sort. Everyone to their own. I ain't got a problem with that at all. But you know, something Raab, so we can take the mick at him, can't we? No, or was it hate crime? I was probably a bit of a hate crime, man. That'd be me demonetised. Right. Another strike. What we got here? This. DDD. Okay. Site is so finicky. Right. That might be better. I can't see it, but there you go. Women's ready to wear store. Then we've got direct marketing. Direct marketing. And other direct marketers. Some of this stuff is probably fair enough. But again, we don't know. We don't know really how much was was it value for money? What about all this art? Because I found earlier that there was a load of medical supplies services. It might be PPE, dodgy PPE probably. financial service, because the limits on these cards were upped during the pandemic, but they haven't been brought back down again. Obviously, that's part of the problem. Amazon, Anthropolog again, so but it fitted so well, so I bought the company. Ashley Furniture. This probably to do with the pandemic. I wouldn't be surprised that they did actually buy some stuff there and then, kind of thing, on the card, because there's a problem at certain places, maybe. That wasn't his job, was it, to be fair, so I don't know. But they all get involved with, weren't they? Especially Michelle Moan. But she wouldn't have had one of these guys. Just done lobbying. Or allowed herself to be lobbied. An invoice to go. Automotive. Oh, he got his car CT'd. MUT'd. Cleaning services and supplies. Books and periodical. So that'd be like newspapers, stuff like that, I imagine. And he spent not £1,000 on books and stuff. Remember, this is just in 1 year. Or his time in office. So how long was he in office for? Been in office for... He spent 32 million as Dominic Raab. 22,628 transactions. How is that possible? I'm in office 352 days. How is that possible? How? How can you make 22,628 transactions in 352 days? I just don't get it. That's nuts. Literally. That's nuts. Absolutely crazy. How can anyone use a... There must be like recurring payments and stuff like that. It's probably stuff he's got the card logged on, PayPal or something like that, and he's got recurring payments to some dodgy sites. That's what he's doing, isn't it? That's what I reckon. Anyway, I'm running on here. I haven't checked the chat, so I need to check this chat. So, Mad Monk says he can't afford £100 a month from his beers. Not got any beer anymore. No beer for me. Not in the moment. Anyway, not on this diet. Oh, scroll down. Some of these probably won't have been him. No, he had handed the card over. But still, how the earth? You've only got one card, I suppose. And there'd have to be transactions that are done online, I suppose, to be able to use the card. There won't be transactions in person, a lot of them, will there? But that is a hell of a lot of transactions in a year. Some of these probably won't have been. No, that's nearly £1,500 per transaction. 22,628 transactions. That just blows my mind. That does. That's obviously things of him and other people. I bet he's photocopying and handing it out. There you go. Everyone in his... No, he's not like that. He prefers to throw tomatoes. That's what he does. Can't believe he's still there, to be honest. Hateful little man. Righty, kid. The names on the list are names off the credit card receipt, which are sometimes limited to the number of characters. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually, because I've noticed that, like, for that paralog, Anthropolog, a lot of them are quite short. And that's a good point, actually, because a lot of them are actually... I don't know, they're not all the same. As in the same amount of letters, as in... Yeah, as the cut-off point. Yeah, Dream Dance, it is incredible, isn't it? It's just... Arnold Lane had a strange hobby. Oh, Arnold. Really? Did he make buses out of cardboard boxes? Maybe. It's probably not him, but a PA, yeah, or something on his instruction or knowledge. But still, that's still a lot of transactions in every single day. It's like you're making the point of using the card instead of it being there for, most of the time they should have accounts, shouldn't they? Government accounts with certain places that you're supposed to go. No, they're too special for that, aren't they? They need their 5-star hotels and stuff. Yeah, 100% right, Man Monk. These are it's money the Tories have spent on the government debit cards that we, the taxpayers, have to pay for. Yeah, not the never never, is it? It's like a debit. It's literally a debit card, isn't it? Really? Straight at the Exchequer, I imagine. Some kind of account. Are there any training courses for Bojo on bovine anatomy? I don't know. I didn't notice, and I didn't look. No. Oh, we're talking about that onloaders. He spelt it different. Wrong. I'm going right off Pink Floyd now anyway. Collecting clothes. I've got a Pink Floyd album. I might burn it now, but it's worth too much money. I won't. Oh, you don't forget to like and subscribe. I think it's worth it. If you don't, press the unlike button. But remember, do the thumbs down, but remember to do it twice. I'm asking for nads.
Minister tells the truth.
Oh, God, that was a bit of delay on that one, wasn't it? Was it a bit of a delay?
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
I'm just about done at work. I have to take out my dog, feed her, then switch to my personal computer. Back short. Okay, Gingers. I'll see you soon. I'll be here a little bit longer, I'm sure. Collecting clothes, moonshine, washing line. Okay. Get back into that. Oh, we're back again. Move that over there. Move the chat over there for a second. So I can find it again. I keep losing it. That is a lot of money. That is a hell of a lot of money. He's not even the Prime Minister, is he? No? A Deputy Prime Minister, but he's not the Prime Minister. So let's find one of the bigger ones. Or something that looks a bit strange. There's too many heads. There's over 1,000 of them, so 3,000, not 3,000 of them. Well, it was now. There it was again. 22,000. God. So obviously we won't be going through all of those. Right, what about if I do a search? I think it was for like art. Nope, nothing's happening. It's not a very good website in the sense that it seems to be very buggy. Right, filters. Put on again. Right. Oh, Richie Sunak is on there. So 700 quid he spent on Facebook. A recruiting advert. Oh god, that's one of his dodgy. Is it when he's doing his own campaign? We shouldn't be paying for that, should we? Gavin Williamson. No, he got himself a new desk. £4,000. Number of transaction 272. Right, but he managed to rack up 394,000 quid in 244 days. That's nuts. This is just, they're taking the mick. They really are taking the mick. Deep flow, that's obviously something saucy. Single cord liquid fixed. Direct station. Oh, it's George Eustace. Yeah, George Eustace got quite a few actually, but he's it looks like a lot of his were kind of you could relate to, not relate, could understand them. Most of them made sense. Just cheap. Monthly subscription for software. Oh, I don't suppose the other one's on. No, he wasn't in there. back on. Think about Tractor Boy. Let's see what sites he's been on. And Boris Johnson, Dominic Raab, Kevin Williamson. So. Planet Ocean. 10 cartridges. Measurements. Okay. See, a lot of these are, fair enough, aren't they? Annual membership fee for Royal Institution of I think that's fencing or some fencing materials. For astronaut. Okay. Arco, is that scaffolding or something? Protective clothing for volunteers. All these are, look or appear on the face of it legit. 5-day residential course for the catchment engineer, covering technical aspects of reservoirs management. A lot of these seem quite straightforward and legit, to be fair to George Useless. What gets me is the idea that Lee Anderson can be worth anywhere near £5 million, let alone Jonathan Gullers, the laughing hyena, or chimp, whatever you call them. Ofcom, that would be licensing here, radio licensing for Dartford Creek Barrier and the Thames Barrier. Electrofish. Headset store. Headsets for starters, placements, etc. So these seem to be fairly straightforward and legit, actually, to be fair to George Useless. Healthy! Oh, a tool. Placement batteries for cordless drill drivers, etc. Okay, fair enough. At least he did admit that the Australian deal was absolute rubbish. Flow gas. LPG gas. I think his are fairly legit. So, yeah. I'm back again. I think for George Useless on face, I think he's, what tarantula feed? Whip oil and tarantula. oh yeah, Gove. Think about Gove. Michael Gove. Oh, he's on there. That'd be interesting. Michael Gove. Yeah, George Useless, he's one of them kind of like nondescript MP. Boring, isn't he, really? He likes pigs and stuff. Or farm. Oh, get rid of the art. Don't need that. Right, we're back again. Let's have a look at George Useless. Before we do that, I think really we should do something.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
All right, so we've got Amazon, government procurement, using the government procurement spending. What? How's that spending category? Just put down to an expense. Miscellaneous specialty retail. That means absolutely anything. He probably bought himself a new mobile phone, maybe. No, that'd be too cheap for him. Legal fees. Yeah, because someone was suing him. PC network hardware. Can't trust him as fast as you can throw him, can you? Housebuilder.co.uk. Training. Okay, let's have a look at that. Bit bizarre. Housebuild.co.uk. Training. Publishing and printing services. What? There's 1 minute saying that the category where it was provided was training, and then it's publishing and printing services. So training in public and publishing and printing services. Civil service training. Yeah, I don't understand why civil service. This is what I find really dodgy. Why on earth are we using credit cards? In this case, debit cards, I suppose they must be. To pay for expenditure that should be on account. This seems really dodgy. Now, TV News, I think there's Dan Wooten or someone like that. He said something pretty darn stupid. I find where it is now. Oh, here we are. Oh God, this cretin. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to suffer this. There we are.
Too nicely, the government debit card that's, I think, looking at the list, £11,000 at Fortnum & Mason, which I suppose doesn't buy you an awful lot there, £345,000 at the Foreign Office for restaurants and bars. I mean, clearly the taxpayer needs to know about this, but one reflects that it was actually Labour that introduced these credit card or debit cards back in 1997.
Yeah, these procurement cards were introduced in 1997. They are for civil servants to use. These aren't cards given to politicians or ministers, but to those in their departments in order to smooth the process of procurement. Now, the government itself says that using these cards rather than traditional form-filling means of doing expenses saves on average 35% per transaction. That's what the government says, that actually this system saves money. But of course, the Labour Party will point to the areas that may be viewed to be frivolous spend. And of course, when we look at this sort of spending, the Foreign Office comes under a great deal of scrutiny in particular because of the hospitality events it puts on in our embassies around the world, for example.
Soft power.
Exactly, and sometimes that might seem overzealous. When, for example, a pink photo booth is rented for a Washington, D.C. party, is that really money well spent? Well, I suppose it's for others to decide.
Yeah, or photos at the Treasury during Rishi Sunak's time, and of course we've actually got government art sort of in the various storerooms. However, Angela Rayner has had to defend herself over some Apple AirPods, which is the sort of Wi-Fi
the AirPods Pro they were. So these are wireless headphones that do noise cancellation. Angela Rayner said at the time she bought them on expenses during the pandemic, and she said that this was because she had to do a lot of video conferencing.
Right.
However, the website Guido Fawkes has dug up a number of instances where she's doing video conferencing and isn't wearing the AirPods. So perhaps that isn't quite the full explanation. But of course it drags everyone into this tit-for-tat example. It's why it might not be the smartest game for the Labour Party to play. If they start talking about MPs' expenses, everyone will start to say, perhaps, they're all as bad as each other.
Yeah, because the paperwork is there with all the numbers for people to look at. Tom, thank you very much.
Not entirely true, because it isn't really there. See for yourself, the information is quite thin on the ground. And even with the detailed information, what I can see on the other computer, it's literally like one line, if that. Give you a description, detailed. Look, I'll read some detailed information out for you. Not under Dominic Robbs, because there isn't any detailed information, so half the time there isn't anything there. But George Eustace has actually. I've got to give George Eustace his dues. I'm looking over here, and on George Eustace's account, he does actually put a detailed description in. It's only like a couple of sentences. Like it says, 10 planks, Forestry Standards Commission hardwood decking, 2 metres by 100 millimetres and 75 millimetres to replace rotten deck at North Fareham. Or Fareham, sorry. And it's so as you and then it says 6 panels, Forestry Standards Commission hardwood, 90 centimetres by 100 centimetres. I mean, it's detailed. There is actually some detail there. You know, then one here is PPE, personal protective equipment in 2021. Monthly subscriptions for software, and it's all quite reasonably detailed. It tells you what it actually is. And like I say, with the materials, it's actually down to the actual measurements themselves. Unlike, you know, Michael Gove here. If I put Michael Gove in over here, I can. Well, I can just show what I can't actually show what I mean actually because it doesn't format. It's really annoying. The website's terrible. You can't format it. It doesn't shrink down, shrink up. So if I put Michael Gove in here, okay. Does he put detailed? Okay. USB-C. Right. Ugreen, right, is a brand of cables. So on this one, supplier, Amazon, 522 quid. That was actually for Ugreen USB-C lightning cables, or 2 lightning, which obviously this iPhone, 50 of them for 500 and £22. That's 450 of them, so they've been about 20 quid a piece. That's fair enough if it's legit. I don't understand why they haven't got their own procurement sources. They do it with the health service, don't they? Where they all have to buy from a certain place. Why the hell isn't this going on in government? You know, Mello says, I don't believe them. Never, 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 ever, ever. No. Well, we shouldn't really, no. Can't believe them. And then we got IOG legal fees. It says here. He has put some detail, but it's like 3 words, though, in the details column. Have we got here? This is... Okay. £527 paid there to Colesbrook and Bosson. At the bottom here. And that's nuts. That's for computer peripherals and software. Desk clamps. How do you spend £527 for desk clamps? Don't say how many of them or anything like that. It's just really, really limited information. And we've got here Michael Gove again. Google Cloud, EME hardware, network and information services, all went 500 quid. He's paying for his coke, isn't he? There's some transactions that he made. Look, only 14 transactions he's made on his cards in his 108 days. Because obviously he was out of office for, wasn't he? 108 days. But only 14 transactions. And then we had Dominic Raab with 20. Oh God, what was it again? Dominic Raab, he had 22,600 transactions. Yeah, it's just like, I'd have thought the cards would be that you haven't got any other way of paying. Other people are managing to pay without the use of a card. Now, I understand if you're like a foreign secretary or something like that, obviously you're going to use this card when you're abroad. If you're out and about, what have you, aren't you? So, but if you're just swanning about the UK, why on earth have that many transactions? GB News will be next on the list. I gave Labour a lot of flack for the expensive scandals. Well, back then, when they were in power. I'm going to pile my foot in to the Tories. Yeah, do it, Duke, do it. And GB News will be next on the list. Oh, go on, do it. I don't believe them. You can't believe them. They're using these cards like petty cash. They are literally like petty cash. But okay, at least there's some paper trail with these cards. I ain't got a problem with the cards. I just think there needs to be some scrutiny in where and how they're spending the money. And it needs to be, and maybe payments over a certain amount need to be verified. You know, if it's over, I don't know, 2,000 or something like that, or maybe even less. That somebody has to say, okay, you can do it. Not just willy-nilly, because they've upped the limits on them. I think they're over £20,000 limits on these per transaction. So it's a bit nuts, isn't it, really? Notice how many Gove's expenses seem to be run. Yeah, I know, that is a bit odd, isn't it? That is a bit odd. If we, let's look at that again. I might go, look, apart from that 2009, like 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. It's all around the same sort of amount of money, almost. The mid-thousands. You know, mid-thousands, around 500. That is a bit dodgy. But then again, he's only got 14 of them. That makes it even more dodgy, does it? I don't know. Professional services, yeah, I reckon. Software licenses. See, the thing is, you don't know if these people have put it down to, unless you can show where the payment actually went to, whether it actually, yeah. I wonder if they can draw money out on these cards. Cash. Say that on there. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Normally, you'd have to get permission from a senior director, but I suppose if you're a senior minister, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, if if you're in business, whatever, you would have to get permission. Yeah, if you're and your boss. Receipt scammers, yeah, that's what it looks like. Petty cash is for like bottles and milk and some pens. This is completely absurd, yeah. It's just no, I understand the payments as long as they're for things that, if it's legitimate, you know what I mean, and not excessive. When you look at some of the payments that have been made for like restaurants and stuff like that, they are excessive, like £3,000. It was some of the meals on like around £170 to £200 a head. That is excessive. It is excessive. You know, one here, like, for instance, so find what I'm doing now. Find my what's it. Oh, come back! I don't want that there. I'm breaking things again. Oh no, what I do. So let me just find that. So that's that one. I'll just go through. Okay. So it says lavish spending culture in Whitehall, and it's seen taxpayers' money wasted on luxury items. Labour claimed after analysis of the use of the Government Procurement Cards, the GPCs. The Labour raised concerns about dining and alcohol purchases, including almost $345,000 that was spent by the Foreign Office FCDO officials in 2021 under the heading Restaurants and Bars. And entertainment and evidence of end-of-year spending sprees, such as Partygate, maybe. There's some cake. It wasn't curry. No, it wasn't the curry cake. No, they had some cake. And then the Deputy Leader, Angela Rayner, said that the investigation into the use of the GPCs revealed scandalous catalogue of waste. Now, I think this is quite strong and quite powerful as a political tool or hammer to hit the Tories with, is that the people that they got in the 2019 intake because of Brexit just want my Brexit. That's what they said. Oh, damn. And those people, I think they're obviously levelling up and stuff like that. They bought into it all, didn't they? They said that Boris Johnson is like one of us. He is. Oh, but he tells lies. He tells lies. Oh, no, but he's one of us. Yeah. Apparently he's not. No, not apparently, but he definitely isn't. But he's just yeah, my point is that these people in government spend money like water when those, such as in red wall areas, working class people like Lee Anders likes to keep trying to remind, they don't like the working class people. No. But, well, they're struggling. They can't afford to go out for a meal at £180 odd per head. They can't afford, most of them can't afford 5-star hotels. No. There's this right big old poke in the eye to the ordinary working class person, or anyone in fact. No one wants their money wasted. You know, you're paying for this, your taxpayers' money, you know. You go to work, you do your grind and what have you, you come back home and absolutely buggered, and they increase the pension age, what have you, so you've got no time at the end of your working life, and really, because it's, you know, you've got to work until you're ground down to the bones and in your fingers. And, you know, can you imagine a bricklayer working until the pension age now? It's just nuts. It's just literally you'd be riddled with arthritis by then. So, you know, you're not going to have much of a life. So everyone's been screwed left, right, and centre by the Tories, and then the Tories are just spending your money left, right, and centre. You know, the compilers Dawson used these cards across 2021 for 14 major Whitehall departments, and a total of 144 million was spent using these cards, and the figure it went up from 84 million in 2011. In the equivalent departments, although around 20 million of difference would have been through inflation. So there's still like 45 million more have been spent. And this is on less cards. So the Tories actually reduced the amount of cards that were available, but they're spending more on them, the people who got them. The Tory sources pointed out that Labour introduced civil service security. So what? That's not the point. I don't think anyone really's got a problem with the cards per se, as long as they're used for what they're meant. Really, they're designed to be used for. We understand there are certain expenses, or maybe there's urgency. Like, I don't know, we need this now. Can't wait for procurement to sort it out, so we use the credit card so we can get it in 2 days or something on Amazon. As a lot of these purchases are actually on Amazon, it seems. Apart from Jennifer Curry, of course. I think she's on Amazon. The Labour's work examined the main Whitehall departments, apart from the Ministry of Defence, which the opposition claimed had not produced sufficient comprehensive data. That's through their Freedom of Information requests. In 2021, 3.3 million was spent at the office supply firm Banner. 3.3 million for pencils. Someone mentioned about pens and pencils. They did. They were 3.3 million on pens and pencils. That's just crazy. £10,000 for a toilet seat. And £30,000 for a hammer. That's another Independence Day quote. Oh, these people. Oh, they just spend money like water. Money has no... They've got no concept of money. Or how the ordinary person struggles.
That's like saying, I want a bajillion dollars.
I had to get that in. But that's what they're like. They've got no concept of what money is actually worth. The ordinary people. When people are struggling, they can't literally, put money in the meter, what have you, for electric and gas and what have you, to heat their homes. And I'm sitting there freezing cold, I have to admit. Got a fire on in the other room, but that's probably gone out because I haven't put the wood on the fire, and we're running out of wood anyway. And then I've got electric heater, I forgot to put it on, but you still got to pay for that. Okay, I've got a solar and stuff like that, but it's dark at night at the moment. Like the skeptics say, oh, well, the electric will go out, you say, at night, apparently. So anyway, they bought 13 fine art photographs from the Tate Gallery. From the Tate. So that'd be Tate Modern, I imagine. Or no, might not be Tate Modern, actually, but fine art photographs. Probably is Tate Modern. Hang in the department's Horse Guards road building. So, yeah, £3,393 they spent on those. And Richie Sunak was Chancellor. That's when he was the Chancellor. Obviously, expensive taste. He got £400 shoes. I wonder if he paid for them. Probably no. He wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have thought. They are greedy souls. So the Sunaks, they do like to take taxpayers' money. Such as his wife with her, numerous amounts of loans that she had, and the COVID loans as well from, taxpayers' money again. And then the business goes bankrupt. Well, effectively, it was going bankrupt at the time. It's probably why they're desperately trying to get money for it. They didn't want to spend their own. That's how these people keep their money, isn't it? They keep their money because they've got money because, they're taking it from everybody else. Say something else then. I can't be careful. Oh, so careful what I say now. So difficult. And there's so many sites out there that you say whatever they like because they don't know that they know the new rules. They're all going to get caught out eventually. Oh dear. That's when Richie Sunak was Chancellor. 13 fine art photographs. And the Foreign Office GPCs were used to buy £23,457 worth of duty-free supplies from a Dubai-based international. That was trying to woo him, in Dubai. Yeah, I'm going on there, I reckon. 23 grand I could have spent on duty-free supplies. That's booze. That's booze. To international diplomatic supplies. Thought to be for the use of UK embassies overseas, but in the first 10 months of 2022, that level of spending jumped more than 4 times higher to 95,834. Blimey. That's in 2022, that was. Suella Braverman and the guests spent £114 per head at the Cinnamon Club restaurant in Westminster. And several departments appear to have used CPCs to exhaust their budget at the end of each financial year. Now, that's a common tactic, that. Oh, we've got some left on the card, we've got to use it now, we've got to use it. That's a lot of, government and also councils work. You know, they've got a certain budget. They need to make sure they spend it by the end of their tax year, which is usually April, I think, for councils, for instance. They've got to use it by the end of their tax year, otherwise they lose it. Obviously you can manage on less then, can't you? So I'll give you less this year. So, health and social care spending, 60 grand on items of stationery. How do you spend 60 grand on pens? In March 2021. Man, this is above and beyond procurement. You know, in their normal procurement, they'd be buying through recommended sources of it, a big catalogue, online catalogue probably, where they can order stuff from. This is all above and beyond. This is compared to just 1,470 in the whole of the rest of the year combined, and the Treasury spending of 90,596 on training courses in March 2021. A lot of these training courses are just to promote themselves as individuals. Maybe for campaigns, for instance. Like for the, that one I got, Chip the Night, the name of it, something about letters. Yeah. Something about letters and maybe, she'd probably say it was a...
That is a disgrace.
And the Attorney General, Suella Braverman, or was it Sue Ellen Braverman, and her Ukrainian counterpart visited fine dining Indian restaurant in the Cinnamon Club in Westminster, and that cost £909. Them and 6 others. That's a lot of money, isn't it, really? That's the expensive India. Can't they get a takeaway? Now, between January 2021 and June 2022, they spent the FCDO. That'd been Dominic Raab's, wasn't it? 36,293 on items of fine bone china from the Royal Crown. What? Fine bone china? Why? From the Royal Crown Derby. And 15,943 on items from the Royal Collection online shop. They got some memorabilia or something, I don't know. They went into the tax shop, Oh, God. To give us presents to foreign counterparts. 15 grand! So, from January 2021 to 2022, the FCDO spent 11,853 at that market stall in Fortnum and Mason. Deputy Leader Angela Rayner was critical of the spending. Rayner said, Britain may be facing the worst cost of living crisis for decades, but whether as Chancellor or Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak has failed to rein in the culture of lavish spending across Whitehall on his watch. He could quite easily sort it out. You say, well, there's £1,000 limit on the card or something stupid like that. Then they'll have to maybe get it authorised. He could do it. He just won't, because he wants to keep these people on side, you see. At the moment, it's a free ride, isn't it? Today's shocking revelations lift the lid off the scandalous catalogue of ways to earn taxpayers' money frittered away across every part of the government, while in the rest of the country, families are sick with worry about whether or not they can pay their bills. The Labour government will get tough on waste. Well, the proof will be in the pudding. We'll have to see. They can all say that, can't they? And they probably have done before. Emily Thornberry, who was behind many of the parliamentary questions used to uncover the details, said, if you went to by the government spending revealed in this report, you would think that they were in the last days of Rome. Not the worst cost of living crisis. That's a valid point, I would say, wouldn't you? So the GPCs are the preferred civil service method of purchasing low-value goods or services, with the benefit of providing prompt payments for small and medium-sized firms. The rules on GPC were relaxed at the start of the COVID pandemic, allowing individual card holders to spend up to £20,000. Oh, it was £20,000 per transaction, and £100,000 per month. They can spend £100,000 per month. And permitting the use of GPCs across all categories of spending. Like, and pandemic has been used as an excuse, obviously because of Brexit. Yeah, an excuse of Brexit. Oh, we're suffering because of the pandemic, not Brexit, no. Although they're having secret meetings. Discuss a U-turn. For closer alignment with the EU, as it seems. At Ditchley Park. And the Tories pointed out that the information in Labour's dossier was publicly available. No, it wasn't publicly available. They had to do freedom of information requests. It's not publicly available. And highlight the Conservative government has introduced transparency measures. That is the thing, isn't it? We need scrutiny and transparency. Now, if you want to do a deep dive on Keir Starmer, as boring as he might seem, at least they've got nothing on them. They've tried. They're constantly trying to get stuff on Keir Starmer, but he hasn't done anything wrong. You can pretty much look at any of these stories. They've all done something pretty scandalous. From tractor porn to, more serious crimes. And obviously stealing from the people. So, I'll show a bit of fluff. Got a bit of fluff on me. Go away, fluff. Dogs, that's what it is. Servers swiftly stopped their absurd profligacy, cutting the number of cards. Yeah, oh god, there we go. So by 2010, Labour was spending almost £1 billion of taxpayers' money on everything from diners at Mr. Chu's Chinese restaurant to luxury 5-star hotels. That is an outright lie. Because they said it was 86 million was spent. Not 1 billion. Not via these procurement cards. Because that's what we're talking about the GPCs, aren't we? And Conservatives swiftly stopped their absurd profligacy, cutting the number of cards, introducing, let's get to the top wigs, introducing a requirement for spending to be publicly declared and introducing controls. Well, they're not publicly declared unless you ask for it. Labour's big idea is to spend millions to establish yet another Congo. Stuff it with thousands of bureaucrats and give them gold-plated pensions. It's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You can't argue with what is actually in front of your face. It's all there, isn't it, But Michael Gove hasn't got many. Okay, who else has it? Oh, Grant Shapps. From Grant Shapps, he's probably got loads because he's got 4 people to do it for him, hasn't he? Let's have a look. What's he got? Oh, 509. It's not too. Look, 633,000. Okay, you're not Dominic Raab stands, but crikey, got a lot of money. CAA International. What's up? Grant Shapps. He does put detailed information in. Training course, introduction to unmanned aircraft system. What? 1 person for 1 day. Okay. Now all of a sudden, that has just got really dodgy. I don't even know the Grant Shapps is a pilot. He's got a small aircraft. He's got a light aircraft. A Piper or something. Not a Tomahawk. Anyway, he's got a light aircraft. So it seems a bit strange that we've got a payment here of £576. It says training course for aircraft systems, 1 person, 1 day. That 1 person is obviously Grant Shapps. That's not government spending, is it? That's not for the people. That's for Grant Shapps. Must be. Who was it paid to? CA International Limited. Let's have a look at that. Oh, I want that. I want it. I'll say. Okay, can I? Naughty, naughty man. Alright, C8 Incorporated. Aviation House, Beehive, Pro Crawley. Oh, it's a recent incorporation. Oh, that's not 2000. 8. Still go. Cancel. Done. But that is pretty dodgy. So that there, Grant Shapps getting aviation training for himself. That's not his job, is it? Transport Secretary. I don't know what he is now. Environment Minister or something. Not Environment Minister, is he? What is he now? I think what Grant Shapps is now, apart from Plonker. Can't tell because he's got so many, aliases, hasn't he? Anyway, let's just chat. Let's have a look at this chat again. Oh, damn. Let's hope all the Tories buy electric blankets and get electrocutors. You project it as a hate crime, that is. Death by electric blanket. Oh no, I said it out loud. Rob Buckland's card was over 20,000 transactions to the BFS group. Yeah, what is he organising with that? Because that's Booker's. So, what is he organising? Partygate or something like that? Oh my God, there's more here for Grant Shapps as well. Another one for an aviation company. Another CAA apply online. UK CAA operations license. That's to do with aviation again. He's getting us to pay for his flying. That's a bit nuts, isn't it? So you're going to say it's his transport. It's got maybe or something to do with it. Still using the train, which he should be. Oh, anyway, I was looking at this chat, wasn't I? Right, dear me. So, hello, Daddy Blase. I hope you're well, my friend. A bit of advice for you because the rules. You probably know about the rules changing on YouTube. Make sure that you got enough of you in the videos so you can. It's about reusing content and stuff like that. That's all in there. They're toughening up on it. You should be alright because you're doing commentary on something. You're not necessarily doing commentary over the video as it's playing. You're doing the intro. It might not be enough, so be careful. I hate to see you get scalped because obviously you're doing really well at the moment. Not Andrew Tate. No. What? Andrew Tate. Good evening, all. This is Daddy Blase. Evening, all. When you've got nobody telling you how to spend the money, well, this is what happened exactly right, Legal. It's just there's no scrutiny, is there? There's just no. They just do what they like. They got their card and it's just they go on a spending spree. Not all of them, though. To be fair, something George Eustace seems to be pretty legit on that. Not on anything else, obviously. So open up new pork markets in Beijing. It's interesting to see Liz Truss is, well, she's trying to, Liz Truss is, crikey, let's have a look at Liz Truss's and things as well. And we'll do that next, do Liz Truss next. Anyway, this is Grant Shapps. And UK visas immigration. 3,199. I don't know why he's doing that. UKCF, that is a license to do with aviation, I believe. Heady guy. Okay, that's obviously maybe he hired a helicopter, or was he having helicopter lessons? So who's Heady guy? Let's have a look. Heady guy. Oh dear. Funny names. No results. So Heady guy. Who on earth is Heady guy? Can't tell Grant Shapps, can you? It could be anybody. Heady guy, that's going to come up with all sorts of rubbish. That's a silly name. DJI drone. Heady guy. Drone footage. It seems. A little Mavic. DJI Mavic drone. So they do. No, why is he buying drones? This is. Shop drones. Training. Survey, defense. Okay, so they sell things, but also they do. Obviously, must have a drone license. Drone platforms. Declaration. Oh, they're buying drones. We bought them himself, isn't he? Okay, doing surveys. I used to do surveys with drones years ago. Early drones, these were not like what you get now. So that's a lot of purchases. How many has he made? 509. He spent 633,000. Perhaps. There's a lot of different people there, aren't there? Transport. What did you spend that on? Oh, that's Shaps, and that one was Urbex. One. Specialist equipment for UAV drones. Of them. Disposal costs of aircraft wreckages with radiation tracers. What? What was that? That's Sims Group UK. What? Chance's Transport Secretary. One? Yeah, that's that one. Department of Transport, okay. Apparently, there was a disposal cost of an aircraft wreckage with radiation tracers. For start, how can there be radiation tracers on an aircraft and it says, I don't know, uranium on board, maybe? This is what is Transport Secretary. That makes such... That's nuts. That's Sims Group UK Limited. Okay. Recovery of sorted metals. Cancel up to date. Bit odd, isn't it? Bit odd. He's Transport Secretary. I don't understand. Why would that be the case? Various with the IT equipment, Microsoft and Teams in security training. That's fair enough. But £745 for 2 hours training, but there's 8 people, mind. Mountain training. Remote terrain skills training courses. 6 delegates of air accidents and investigation branch for 3 days. Vehicle parts, evidence fridge. Ooh. Obviously to do with the airport. Computer software. Oh God, stuff on there. This is not all just for him, obviously. There's obviously people. Maybe he's turned up at an airport and that hasn't been organised. It has to be done there and then or something. I don't know. It's got to be paid for. I can see the purpose of these cards, but obviously they're boozed. Oh, there's one here. It's for £1,000, and it's Women in Leadership Conference. 6 people, 1 day. Insurance. Renewal for unmanned. Right. So. Okay, they bought themselves a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, which is a drone, quadcopter, and you have to have insurance for that. You also got to have training for that in the UK and in Europe as well. You can't just go out there and earn money from a drone. plus any drones, I think it's over 250 grams, has to be registered anyway. But no, in the UK now, not after when these 4,000 laws get ripped up. That law goes to the, won't it, overnight? The sunset clause, probably. Or maybe not, after their Ditchley Park secret Brexit meeting. License from Crikey, they spend a lot of money on software. Some of the software is quite mediocre. There's nothing that special. He's got pages and pages of it. Anyway, who was next? Someone was mentioned. Liz Truss, I'll say. Liz Truss. Port markets, Liz. Or Cosy Cortain as well. Right. Liz Truss. Looking on the other computer at the same time because I get more information on the other. Only just one extra column, which is detailed information column. No, she doesn't fill in any detailed information, but she does do the merchant category and the spending category. So, well, it's not showing on this one. Am I on the right one? It shows on mine, on over there, but not on this one. Spending category where provided. Right, so it's electronic and sales, the first one, the 1,225. General retail, but there's no descriptions at all. Be anything. Got Deirdre, Deepak, Electrical, DMS Technology, Black Eagle. What on earth is Black Eagles? Oh, building services. Oh, she had loads of stuff built, didn't she? Oh, the woodworking stuff done as well. General contractors, RE, residential buildings. She spent £7,975,000. And made 6,324 transactions. So that's less than Dominic Raab. And so in the DIT, Department of Trade, Technology, and FCDO. 352 days. Just managed to spend 7 million on cards. That's crazy. So, Gecko board. What's Gecko board? A lot of this is going to be, I bet a lot of this money is spent for our own campaigns. This is 2021 on mine. It's not 2022, so it's not that campaign. But they are constantly trying to promote themselves. Colour Day TV. Bourne Ferry. Oh. Zendesk again. Osterite, which is more office type wear, office stuff. Boris Johnson was using that quite a bit. Hotels, 621. Visas and immigration. Oh, I'll tell you, this is what I found on Priti Patel. She had payments that she had to make to DHL for DHL import duties because of Brexit. Extreme Marine Limited for jet ski. Probably to push back the little people in their boats. The thing is, there's no data. There's very little information. How do you scrutinise this stuff? If they don't really give you the information. She didn't put any spending categories in. Priti Patel hasn't. She hasn't actually used any merchant categories either, or any detailed descriptions anywhere. Not at all. All she's done is the supplier, the amount, and transaction date. Which obviously, her office, she's home office. We don't know what this money. We don't know how it's been spent. opposite to be there. Should be. These people are spending money for themselves, aren't they? They really are. Funky furniture. Oh, care, fire label, merchancy, specific. Catering, hygiene. Oh, GoPro. Got to have a GoPro 960. Oh. Oof. It's hard to know what this stuff is for because she's no information. There's no data whatsoever inside here of what she's actually been spending. Anyway, let's just chat. I'm forgetting about the chat again, aren't I? Right. Port markets. Agile actors that they are. Hello, Craig. I hope you well. So unless she's running a company, she should not be using Zendex. Wasn't that Officewares against Zendex? Officewares? Let's have that. Oh, other business. Oh, good point. No, it isn't Officewares. There's other business support services activities. Well, it's not a business, is it? So why would they be using it? The government's not a business. Oh, it's all a bit dodgy, isn't it? Unless she's using it for her own businesses. You know. When they can willy-nilly use these cards without any scrutiny and there's no one to pull them up on it, they can do what they basically do what they like. You know, the temptation is going to be there, isn't it, to spend on something for themselves, like Grant Shapps and drones and his own flying lessons. Yeah, that's nuts. Well, back into the chat again. Back into the chat. Ooh. Bum, bum, bum. Right. The wrong thing over here. Let's have a look. So, PJ's Pet Store. Yeah. Is that Liz Truss, was it? The PJ's Pet Store? Medivet. Oh, was that Liz Truss or Priti Patel? Apparently, Liz Truss bought a ton of lettuces. They lasted longer than her. Then you see, they keep swapping them over. This is just nuts. It's just ridiculous. Screwfix director, okay. Whatever that's for, we don't know. We knew Screwfix, obviously. Mamo. See, Mamo is a French company. I don't know if it's in the UK at all. Link. I understand that using a card if you're abroad. That kind of makes sense. But in the UK, if you know, as a minister, you should be able to get, apart from maybe Amazon, you can have accounts with everybody, aren't you? You just got to do procurement. They have these cards like this. They can spend money on stuff and waste money on stuff they don't even need. PayPal enrichment. What? Coventry University. Direct office. Freedom of speech. Is Medivet for Larry? Yeah, maybe it's a bit. Oh, got to do Braverman, yeah, Braverman. So, 1,545,000 as Priti Patel. Okay, she spent £857 on the supplier freedom of speech. Is that actually a supplier? Because there's no. Where's the name of the supplier? It just says freedom of speech. It doesn't say freedom of speech limited. Who's freedom of speech? Is that actually a business? I'm going to get freedom of speech, aren't I? That's what I'm going to get. I need to get the pages. I've heard that Boy, that's gonna find nothing. That was quite absolutely obviously. Bought sell some furniture. Okay. God, just too many to go through, isn't it? Way too many there. Oh, let's do Suala. Sue Ellen. A Braverman. Oh. Oh, she wasn't in office at the time. So she's not there, is she? Because it's Preet Patel. Preet Patel was in office regarding Foreign Secretary. Not Foreign Secretary, Home Office. Okay. No, not Jacob Rees-Mogg. Let's have a look at Jacob Rees-Mogg's. He's not on there. Where is he? I can't see. Mogg. No, Jacob Rees-Mogg. Oh, but technically he wasn't in the cabinet, wasn't he? He was party chairman or something, wasn't he? Yeah, because these are just people who are in the cabinet, weren't they? Teresa Covey. And her Angles. I mean, Angles. Angles. Okay. Nothing's come up. Okay. Got nothing? Has Teresa Covey not got a card? Don't look like it, does it? Oh, okay. Sajid Javid? Okay, something's gone wrong here. What have I done wrong? Refresh the page. Right. Now it's gone loopy-doo again. Sajid Javid. No transactions found. Oh, no, there isn't any on there. There's only ministers who haven't used them. Richie Sunak. Alright, what's he spent? He's in Treasury. So 1,141,637 transactions. Definitely not to Dominic Raab's level of abuse. And Government Call Department. Okay. Oh. Oh, he don't supply any detailed info either. You don't know what the money's been spent on. It just says who it's gone to. And a brief like training course. Printing. I mean, it could be anything. It could be that £9,000 hammer. £30,000 toilet seat or whatever. Load of training courses. With the Treasury. But he did pay a lot of money, didn't he, for basically to train himself, for his own self promotion. It's not. That's right. Alf Smith says he spent a lot on Apple for someone who has a problem with Raina's AirPods. Yeah. Oh dear, it's so petty. It's like, for instance, it's all about tit for tat, isn't it? And there's they're always looking for something to try and counteract. Comes to defence, like when they want to attack Keir Starmer for donkeys, when he was at £7,000 he spent on field or something like that for his mother's donkeys or something like that. Something crazy. It's neither here or there, obviously. I can understand a £9,000 hammer in an auctionated environment where no sparks are allowed, but I don't think this is it. Says Johnny. We've spent a lot. Yeah, spent a lot of that, but there are no fixed amounts. Well, there's no fixed amounts and limits to government officials' expenses. They can just literally they can just go shopping. Like Dominic Raab buying his lady's clothing. Okay, if you're into that, it's fine. I've got a problem with that at all. Can't imagine it myself though. Too hairy. Those thongs. They must the hair get wrapped. No, God, man. Oh, no, not for me. Definitely not. Like a mankini. One of them either. Maybe not. Any major pie purchases done by Ko-fi? I didn't appear. So I'm going to look at Ko-fi again because it didn't show on Ko-fi. I don't think Ko-fi has actually used one. She's listed on here, but nothing. No transactions under Ko-fi. Either that, or they didn't actually. They haven't got that information yet. Because a lot of this is freedom of information requests, which they've made. So major pie purchase. Right-wing loonies. They are. They're all loonies. Yeah, I had a look at Joe. It's not on there. Jake Rees-Mogg's not on this, unfortunately, which has been quite interesting if it was, but he was not really. He didn't really have a proper job, did he? Well, what was was he a Brexit minister in, Brexit Opportunities Minister in 2021, or was it just 2022? They might not show. Braverman. And NHS cards are so controlled, you have to justify everything. That makes sense, you're supposed to. It's just nuts. You can't go into spending taxpayers' money and not have some kind of scrutiny. There's some register of everything that's been spent, how it's spent, and where it's gone, what it's for, and why you needed it here and there. These cards aren't there for everyday spending. They're sort of emergencies, I suppose, or where you need to get stuff relatively quickly. A lot of these purchases are online purchases. A lot of the stuff could have waited, and a lot of this stuff is could have been authorised via transfer, not via credit card. Well, it's not credit card. There's no interest paid on these cards anyway. It's just apart from obviously the national debt, which is considerable. My body's there. Look, come on, Wally. Hello. Hey. Oh, no, it's mine. Good boy. On the head. And literally, just bonked on the head with a treat. So. Zendex makes customer service better. We build software to meet customer needs. Set your team up for success and keep your business in sync. Oh. You can't even paste it off the website. Look at Mr. Trust's search for cash. Okay, let's have a look. Let's do a search for cash. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Cash. Put just cash. Can they get cash out on these cards? No transactions found for cash. And that's not. Oh, hang on. Let's just change that for all. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Right, so obviously they can. If this is correct, that is. Right, let's just do this on R. Do it on the other computer at the same time. That way I get the information up. Oh, a bit to it. I'm writing cash on the wrong computer now. Silly fool. Okay. Okay. Customer financial merchandise and services. It's the same thing every time. It says customer financial. Cash. Non-cash award vouchers. Cash. Liz Truss. Cash. 606. Cash advance. She's got a cash advance. What the hell? What, Wally? What go outside, do? But just say, mate. Hey, look. Front the back. Okay, Ben. Oh, that's a good idea. Cash advance. So, Liz Truss, of course, down here. What have I got on there? That's page 1, Quasi Cortain. So, on there. Page 4. Page 1. Starting with non-cash award vouchers. Cash, Dominic Raab, 1,292. Scroll again, there we go. Non-cash award vouchers. And the suppliers Park Retail Limited. So is it then using the credit card possibly for these vouchers? But using a credit card, 2,000 quid here. There's Wise. Have I got it in the right place? 2,400. Say Wise up there. Page am I on there? What page am I on here? Oh, that's what I'm going. God. So it's cash all Dominic Raab to there we go. Oh, Wise, I see. Is spinning around that cash register. Park Retail Limited. So who's Park Retail Limited? They put non-cash award vouchers. So who is that? Park Retail Limited. Nature Business. Financial Services. Food cert, but I know Park Foods. Nature Business. Other business support service activities not elsewhere classified. So we don't actually know what they do. Don't know what they actually do. A bit nuts. George Eustace. Dominic Raab. Non-cash award vouchers. A lot of this non-cash award vouchers. Is it some kind of Western Union type thing? I wonder if they tell you online. What has it? All they per month? Oh yeah, this is for their term in office. This is for 2021. Not everybody's obviously done 365 days. Cash advance for Sniff. Probably Lefty Boat. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Hello, Vicar. I've picked up Lisa Landy quite a few times in my taxi. Oh, cool. For her work duties. Always paid cash and never asked. Oh. Give you a tip. Don't take a long walk off a short pair. Very surprised they allowed to pull cash. That's nuts, isn't it? There's instances here it just says cash, and there's other instances here that it says cash award vouchers. And I imagine that's a way of transferring, converting credit card payment into cash or vouchers. I'm not quite certain what it means. Might be what they're logging it as, but don't mean to say that's what it is. Cash award vouchers, cash. I'm just scrolling down on the other computer. And there's lots and lots. Just cash. Transfer-wise, well, that's obviously cash. More Park Retail, cash advance. Bermuda net cash, transfer-wise, cash advance. Yeah, they're basically, they've used the credit cards to draw cash. So it's not like a cash point necessarily. So it's not directly off the card, but it's, yeah. Like you go into the supermarket and ask them for 20 quid off your card or something stupid. Yeah. At the till. Do we know if it's linked to one card or a card linked to civil servant aids? I imagine there's some of that going on because like over 20,000 with transactions with Dominic Raab. So I wouldn't be surprised, but it's it all seems a bit dodgy. Shouldn't be using this card for everyday payments, really, should they? Most of the stuff should be done via procurement, where they can find the best deal. Yeah, the ministers aren't going to be finding the best deal. They're just going to be spending the money like them in water, aren't they? You know, 180 odd quid a head for a meal is ludicrous, unnecessary. I was having this conversation with the missus earlier, actually, regarding how much they're spending on hotels and what have you for coming to Parliament and what have you, because obviously they're not all located in London. So there they are. You know, obviously they get hotels, or they might have money given to them for second homes and expenses that way. You know what I mean? To second homes so they can stay. Why don't we have a great? I say, Karen. Well, speaking to Karen, I said, what we could have like big Ibis or like Travel Lodge type hotels for the ministers. And I thought to myself, it'd be an easy target, wouldn't it? To get rid of them all. If Putin wanted to have a little missile or something, get rid of all the ministers. All one place, that'd be easy. At the moment, they're all scattered all over the place, you see. You don't necessarily know where they all are. You see, well, apart from Alexander Boris Johnson, he's probably with the Russians. Probably. Lebedev or something. You not pay them a salary. Wow, I thought my computer had a problem as I was kept hearing a popping sound, but realised it was my lever arm. My lever arm of the armchair, arm of the armchair, hitting the desk every time I lifted my butt to let off wind. Probably. Roses are red, violets are blue, rhyming as stupid hedgehogs. Okay. I've been telling the Tories to off and resign in this half sarcastic way for the last year or so. But this, no, dude, just no. You got to resign, man. Cash vouchers are prepaid. Cash vouchers, says Orkbridge, are prepaid credit cards. Oh, okay. Oh, so they're using their GPC, the Government Procurement Card, to basically buy another card with credit on? Is that what you're saying? Oh, crikey. This is beyond the resignations. Resign and go to jail, says the Vengeance. Here, the deputies have a salary and a fixed amount that they can use if they... this is obviously in Portugal. If they are dislocated from the distant part of the country. Oh, I see. Dislocated from this part of the country, like from Azores, Madeira, even the more north and south provinces. And that's in Portugal. Yeah, Robert Buckland's 46 million. I know. I'll show you. Okay. Robert Buckland. It's just crazy. Oh, hang on. He's done no cash, though. No cash for Robert Buckland. Right. Yeah. If we're going to that. 46,701,000. Ministry of Justice. So that's Dominic Raab, I suppose, isn't it? So that's the thing, you see. Dominic Raab, he was a crazy amount of money. But hit this geezer here is a crazy amount of money. A Ministry of Justice. Spendthrifts, that's what they are. It's only in office 244 days. You managed to spend the amount of money. 26,022 transactions. 26,000 transactions. Like I said before, at the end of the day, they should be having procurement set up. Which they probably have. They're just... Yeah, this is all really dodgy. This is really dodgy. A lot of this will be legit, obviously it will. Oh, hang on, what's that? BFG group. So this is Bookers. That's the Bookers. That's the food wholesalers. Dogs are barking like crazy outside. And it's Prison and Probation Service. That's the agency's in the Ministry of Justice. So why is there so much money being spent for food? That's what they are. It's basically a food wholesaler. They've probably got other stuff as well they sell, but mainly food wholesale. I don't understand. Could there be money that's spent? Maybe there's problems in the prisons and they have to get food in quickly or something. I don't know. to feed the inmates. Well, if we follow Lee Anderson's modus operandi, we wouldn't have to worry about buying food, would we? Again, if you look at death row, death row costs more than keeping an inmate. There's an oxymoron. Anyway, they're privatising a lot of the prisons now as well. So, yeah, it's all. God, that's a lot, isn't it? With the BFS group. Why don't you just set up an account with them? That's stupid. That's not what these cards are for. So they've just been used as a standard form of payment, effectively. Even like say civil servants, whatever, you might be using them. But why? That's the other thing is the civil servants might be using them. And who's scrutinising them? You know, are they paying over the odds for stuff? That's why you're supposed to have government procurement so you can get the prices down. You've got buying power. You don't have buying power on a credit card. No, something different here. Oh, God. Banner UK Limited. And that was, to get a banner made or something. Who are they? Banner UK Limited. Oh, it's dissolved. Okay. That was dissolved. Now I'm confused. So Banner UK Limited might be a different company, but it's saying it was dissolved in 2010. Okay. Oh, banneruk.com. Have a look. What is that then? Well, they're obviously still in business. That's not the same one. An active thing. We provide innovative, digitally enabled solution. Okay, that might be legit. Also trading though. Banner Group Limited. Yeah, okay. That's legit. As far as we know. Blimey. It's huge amounts of money. No, just let my dogs in. Hey, dogs! Crazy! That's what you are, you're all crazy. Oh, we did 2 hours 14, so plenty long enough for it. A bit long. Now, what have I done with my chat again? I've lost my chat again. I keep losing my chat. Oh, there it is. There's the chat. These companies look like the type of companies I would not give any data. Don't give data to anyone. It's the new gold is data. Yeah. Don't try and keep your data from... I'll tell you what I don't do. I don't do store cards. No. I've got no store cards. You get what your fidelity cards here, like you would do like Tesco cards and stuff, like club cards and stuff. I won't do any of that stuff. No. Just all collecting data. And once I got your data, they got it for life, haven't they? You know, some of the data's going to change, obviously. Your habits and stuff like that might change over a period of time. Oh, no, Joe. Take care, buddy. Hello, Stu. Hope you're well. Oh, Daily Blase, I'm off to bed now. Take care, Daily. Be good. Be good. So much waste of wealth. These people I listen to in comments here and elsewhere need that money. For God's sake, we do. It's matter, you know. It's painful, isn't it, really, to see? And 100 plus transactions a day is a bit dodgy. That isn't it, really? Just a bit, Johnny. So I'm not quite right there. That's not how you do procurement, is it? Obviously, the credit card sort of must be, like some mentioned earlier in the comments, registered with various members of the civil service. But even that's just not how you do it, is it? That's not good business. Especially if the payment, if nothing's been logged properly. You know, half of these had no, like Pretty Patel's had no description. You didn't know what any of these payments are for. Half the time, it didn't even say what the company's name was properly. Dodgy. He's paying his fines, probably. It was dissolved a decade before he even spent any money on them, yeah. Nothing suspicious there. I do store cards, but then again, I'm in Finland and there are laws. Okay, Jordy. Good point. These companies look like the type of companies that would not give. Oh, Daily Blase has gone to sleep. Poor old Daily Blase. Okay. They only help themselves, always have, but you'd think people would have learned after all this time, but no fingers and you know, head in the sand, is what you say, isn't it? There's an ostrich. No. Just want my Brexit, that's what they say. Oh, we've got your Brexit, you got your, you know, your oven ready deal. Put it in the microwave. Didn't turn out too well, did it? But it looks like we might be doing an about turn and facing back towards the EU. And close to alignment, which will definitely, most definitely have to include the European Court of Justice. How will that go down? Because the EU are not going to do anything about that. They really aren't. They said they managed to negotiate some terms regarding the red-green lanes and stuff like that in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland Protocol. But there's still some trickier issues. I bet you it involves the European Court of Justice. There's no getting around it. There really isn't. I can't. I've said this so many times in the past in various videos. Where there's money, there's a writ. So you need some kind of jurisdiction. You can't just whatever. Not necessary. Let's get rid of it. Yeah. Like what I mentioned last night. What Michelle Barney asked a question to Nigel Fartage about. Well, how do you foresee the relationship between the UK and the EU post Brexit? And Nigel Farage leans over to him and he says, "Well, when we leave the EU will no longer exist, and it's still here." He was wrong, obviously, but we all knew that. Obviously, we did. That's nuts, really. That these people are just crazy. I think I'm going insane again, says Duke Vengeance. Oh my God, I got a reminder at work today. My 10-year anniversary at my job. Oh, cool. Just got an ATM card. Yeah, I've got my ATM card. What have just debit cards. I've got no credit card. I won't have any. I got in a bit of a predicament a few years ago with the business, but I have several years back now, and I vowed I'd never have a credit card again. Got debit cards, but I never have a credit card, and I've got no. Well, I suppose you could say your electric bill is debt, really. I suppose in a way, isn't it? The way it's, you know, get it then you pay it, so it's debt. But that's about it. We don't have any car loans or mortgage or anything like that. We're quite fortunate like that, I have to say. So just living expenses are a bit of a killer. Especially the food here in France is quite expensive. I don't know if you can see it on the back. Well, no, you probably can't. There's a little oval on the back shelf. There's a little oval image picture is actually about 30 credit cards that I had, which I melted on a barbecue, and I thought I'll keep that just to remind me never get a flipping credit card. Keep away from debt if you can do it. Did you? What else? I wish I could retire, says Gingers. Has Liz Truss got any subs to Vogue? That'll be thing from SNP, won't it? What are you looking at that for, Wally? You want another treat? Guy's so demanding. You're going to have to work for it. You just headbutted me. My knee. Yeah, there you go. Bear got one. Can the UK leave the European Court of Human Rights? Is that court or convention? I can't remember anyway. Human Rights due to the Northern Ireland Protocol and a Good Friday. No. It puts everything up in the air, don't it? They can leave it. Of course, I can leave it, but it's just the knock-on effect is it's going to be immense. We're already being considered as abuse of our human rights because of all these bills that are in through, and one of the people who works for it's called now human rights abusers, and an organisation to do human rights abusers, and they said the UK is likely to be put onto the list of human rights abusers. But our human rights, but also with little people in boats, what have you. He was talking with the UK, seems like an adult trying to explain to a child, putting forks in the power sockets will kill you. Yeah.
The clock is ticking.
Oh, dear. Oh, Donald Tusk, Michel Barnier, all them lot. I have to admit, I want to read Michel Barnier's book. I'd like to read that, to be honest. I haven't done it yet. I was hoping it was going to be on Audible because I quite like listening to books while I'm working. Because I can get on other stuff, you see. But I can imagine it'd be quite interesting. I've seen the highlights of it, what have you. Very, very derogatory towards Dominic Raab. He's pretty much said he's useless. And the one person he held to very high esteem is Ollie Robbins. He really rated him as a civil servant. And David Davis, he has had a lot of dealings with David Davis in the past, but as David Davis was something that David Davis done, I don't remember what it was now, but that's when he lost trust in the UK. This is the problem. How are we ever going to get any kind of closer alignment with the European Union when they don't trust us? You can't blame them either. You really can't blame them. Because there's been one lie after another. I mean, but yeah, I was quite sad in some ways when Donald Tusk was basically pushed to one side.
I've been wondering what that special place in hell looks like for those who promoted Brexit without even a sketch of a plan how to carry it safely. Thank you.
How to fix Brexit and make it work. Reverse it. Thanks, my work is done, says Misty Hill. Hello, Misty Hill. Hope you're well. The ECHR. Leaving the ECHR is a great idea. No more extradition agreements. No more recognition of UK court decisions. No more. You get basically, we'd be even more out there on our own, like a little island. Yeah, little England. The Good Friday Agreement is based on the UK following the ECHR. Yeah, well, it's just that whole thing would go to pot, wouldn't it? Things will start tumbling around it, one by one. It's like a lot of the other stuff as well. It's like the so-called UK CA mark and the UK reach to replace, obviously, the EU equivalents. And it's not as simple as just say, oh, we've got our own safety standard. Other countries are going to have to recognise it and trust you that everything is there as tickles-y boo. And when you've got a country that when it imports meat from every Tom, Dick and Harry, and there's no checking, no phytosanitary done on meat imports into the United Kingdom. That's madness. Absolute madness. There used to be phytosanitary. There's no longer phytosanitary outside the EU. It didn't have to be within the EU because it's considered as that it was those supplying within the EU met standards, but not. No, obviously not with Finders and horse meat, but in France. But you know, with important meat products, all sorts of stuff, obviously E. coli and other diseases and what have you, ending up in the UK. Yeah, and I mentioned in videos before, there's no reason why anyone in these other countries would take that much care anymore, because they're getting checked. What's the worry? You might not get repeat business if that is your worry. Or we could send the UK any old crap, couldn't we? Very good. Not good for business, but you could do it. International agreements are not about trust, certainly not with the UK, no. Oh, I'll see. There isn't no trust there. And you cannot fix Brexit. No, there isn't no fixing Brexit. I don't think there is. And it's like rejoining and stuff like that. You know, I kind of give them. Some people think I don't want to rejoin, or I'm so negative towards the idea of rejoin because I can't see it happening. Isn't that? I want closer alignment, and that's a stepping stone. And then maybe in the future, maybe sometimes, as it stands at the moment, there isn't no rejoining. That's it. Sometime in the future, you know, we start doing the right things instead of constantly doing the wrong things. Then maybe we stand a chance to rejoin the European Union. But let's go. Yeah, they're nervous now. They are. They're nervous of us because we're that rotten egg, haven't we? You know, broken spoke. And they'll be breaking international law if they don't. Yeah. All about these. So everything they can leave it, but everything else will tumble down around it. That's the problem with it. Obviously, we take Rees-Mogg, getting rid of all these 4,000 plus. Yeah, first it was 2,400, and then it's 4,000. And we don't really know how many laws there are actually. It's let's say for instance, there's 4,000 laws, but all those laws make other mechanisms within the legal system work, and these things are to protect people. You know, various stuff. You know, when you get a legal agreement, it'll be one thing supports something else, and it's almost like code, like writing code in loops. And everything that's kind of has to support each other. So there'll be elements of a legal agreement. You know, so it's like, yeah, accordance to part blah 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 blah. It's painful. Any country can talk their way out of a hole. UK. Yeah, they don't. All they do is they throw in another dead cat just to take your attention away from the actual situation and hope it will just fade away into insignificance, like the Russia report, for instance, Pandora Papers. This is kind of Labour's attempt at the Pandora Papers, really, isn't it? But focus on the cabinet. Being pragmatic is not being negative. It's to be live. It's to live in the real world. Yeah, got to be pragmatic. You know, obviously, I hope that we will be able to rejoin. I just hope that we start doing the right things so we can get closer along. That's even possible. I think it is possible if we accept some of, well, jurisdiction of anything to do with the single market regarding European Court. Yeah. The ECJ. European Court of Justice. Hello, bird nest rat fest. Oh, it rhymes. Brexit is treason upon the UK population. Oh, well. I'll tell you what, though. Brexiters are saying, oh, Richie Sunak, you traitors for having this secret Brexit meeting. Conference a summit, a Brexit summit. Try and rejoin the EU. Well, not quite rejoin, but closer alignment with the EU. Oh, you traitor, they're going. See the comments. But then what happened is, as the news broke, those Remainers that got onto we flood them, you see, the Daily Mail, with positive comments. Or trying to make them look stupid. usually what happens. Oh, dear me. But for some so Brexit is treason upon the UK population, but some are so far gone that they haven't even realised yet. Very silly people, yeah. But the people you talk about are like US peeps. All about the flag. Oh, I just want my Brexit, sovereignty, and all that. It's got my sovereignty. Lovely. But at least we've got our...
They're now British fish, and they're better and happier fish for it.
What are you worried about? I don't see the problem. No. Mr. Badass says, oh, I love the Brexit. Brexit is so lovely. I just want my Brexit. I got my Brexit. Oh, it's so wonderful it is. Oh. No. Tell you what we've got to do, we've got to rejoin, and then we're going to do Brexit all over again. If you love us so much. I just have my Brexit. It's all the guarantees is the only way the UK will ever have a chance to join anything. Well, it's all going to be a case that we're going to have to... Well, we're not going to get any concessions. We definitely won't get any concessions. And there's a possibility we'd have to get rid of the pound. Oh, can you imagine that? There again, by the time we can rejoin, we'll be looking at the younger generation. They'll probably be looking at, well, I don't really care much about the pound. Not really that interested in sovereignty anyway, because it's a load of gobbledygook. Gobbledygook? Yeah, it's just... think of the word. But yeah, it's not something they strive for. They don't care about that sort of stuff. They care for the fact that they can't tour the EU if they've got a band and what have you. You know. Can you imagine, Formula One, for instance, if they're exporting cars into the EU now, they have to log every single component and put a value to it. They've got to pay VAT on it. They probably do insurance, to be fair, but they've still got to log all. And then considering they have like spare cars in bits. Jordan says, Marcus, to rejoin the UK would first have to meet the requirements. To meet the requirements, the UK would need to fundamentally change. Yes. Well, that means get rid of the Tory pie, but that might be the first step. I know sometimes I'm a bit derogatory, kind of discount Labour somewhat sometimes in Keir Starmer because of their vote on Brexit. And then I get comments, well, don't lose heart in Labour. What they do is, I'll get in and they'll start changing things so we get close to the EU, and then we might stand a chance to rejoin. But he made it quite clear there is no rejoining, no single market and stuff like that. And that tells me one thing, that if these people who leave these comments are right, and we do end up doing all this stuff, it just means that he's lied, and that's going to undermine Labour Party. It's I think it's dangerous. For me, I live in the EU anyway, so I'm in France, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I worry about my kids and obviously other people who are suffering at the moment. It's not pleasant, is it? Opportunities have been taken away from our youngsters. Madmonk 33. I think the F1 factories will leave the UK due to the red tape, most likely. That's a good point, actually. They'll probably just relocate. They can still come into the UK, but at the moment, the UK is not checking out the borders. There is... The Brexiters seem to think that there's no customs checks into the UK. But there is. There is customs checks coming into the UK. But it's all for online or business transactions. It's just not... There's just no one at border control actually doing the checks. That's it. But if you're doing anything online, you've still got to use the systems that were set up with the Trading Corporation Agreement. Right, so I'll do a search on this. Get rid of that. I'll do it all. I'll just do it. Okay. Right. Good trans. Why? Bum, 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 bum. Right. I'm going to clock off in a second because it's now 12:30 at night. I really need to get some sleep. I didn't get much sleep last night, no. Dogs kept me awake all night. Not all night, but one keeps being a pain. The customs checks are just not the ones systematically enforced. No, that's correct. Technically speaking, anything you take over the border is supposed to apply by, it's supposed to do everything you're supposed to do. But you're just not getting checked at the border. It's not the ones systematically enforced. It's the same with a lot of the other motorsports teams. The news the other day that the Secretary of State has put back the election deadline to... Oh, you're talking Northern Ireland? 2023. Yeah, Northern Ireland, you are talking Northern Ireland. Yeah. Because I can't agree on that Stormont. Them and DUP are being a pain in the bottom. Just before COVID hit, my friend brought a new trailer designed to move bands and equipment around Europe. It cost, £1 million to buy. Was it pounds or euros? Not sure how much use it's had. It's about like that ship, isn't it? The Cacala. Something that hasn't seen much water. Yeah, the fishing trawler. Yeah, I for me, that's somebody who loves music and stuff like that, and I used to work with bands. And when I've done videos about this before, I have comments like, "Oh, I sold the bands. I should have voted for this," or blah 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 blah. But people have a misconception about it. They think of all the big names, don't they? Like whoever might be the big bands at the moment. But instead of actually all those who. The struggling bands, the people who don't have the opportunities. And the way they have to get the opportunities is so that they start touring, and spread the love, so to speak. But no, they can't. Not now. Now, I used to work with bands. I used to quite, one band in particular, one was called the Pistolas. And most of the people in the band, they worked for Norwich Union at the time, or Aviva, or whatever. And insurance agent, they literally just... Yeah, that was their day job. And they just got together and they set up this band and they were touring Japan or China or somewhere. Really good. It was a bit like like Rolling Stones, really, I suppose. Sort of modern take on Rolling Stones. But yeah, it's they're really good. But they did tour Europe quite a few, about 3 times, what I remember. And would they have been able to do that now? Would they be able to do it now? Sorry, no, because the costs are too high. I had a band. It was originally. It was actually signed at one time. We used to do all signed bands, it's unsigned stuff. And one band called the Love Gods. They were signed with Island Records. I set up a gig with them via our radio station, and absolutely, the Love Gods. She was gorgeous. She was all Viking-like woman. But anyway, but the opportunities, because they were with Island Records, but they had a bit of an argument and they left Island Records. Some really went tits up with Island Records. Anyway, and so they went, but unsigned again. So independent. And we used to organise where we have support acts and our acts and what have you, and people be coming from the EU into the UK, do gigs at the ferry boat or various other venues, the UEA and what have you, LCE, and putting on these gigs and what have you. But if it wasn't for the fact that they could do it relatively not free of charge, obviously you've got your costs, but you haven't got all this they've got to do now. Work permits, ETA carnets, and then you've obviously got cabotage and what have you. It makes it impossible. It's too costly. A lot of bands say we just can't do it. So it. And do they strive to be signed these days? Probably not. The small bands make very little money on downloads. Very little money. all merchandise. And the problem is when obviously you want to sell merchandise in the EU, brands are going to have to prepay the VAT on those goods, on all the t-shirts as well. So that's all going to be they basically price themselves out of business. You know, they can't fund themselves. I find it a bit sad. I know some people don't. I do find it a bit sad. One of the biggest rockabilly festivals in the world just happened in Spain. Not one English band on the bill. Whoa, really? That's well, they are then. Mad about please like and subscribe and you wish to support blah 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 blah. Yeah. Me and Caroline have been done a lot of propagation recently as well for next year, and basically loads of bits of trees in the ground to root, and we've also planted another 10 trees. Sunday or Saturday? God, lose track of time I do. We put another 10 trees in. I'll make the signs go with those. So I've got a whole load of signs to put out. They're made. I've got to put them out with the trees. But I thought to myself, I'll not put them out for the winter because it makes it's a bit silly because you've got another season on them. So best to wait until weather changes a bit. So they've got to go out with the trees. So the little routed signs, some of biography as well. So yeah. So. I tell you what, it's really nice when you go out, especially at the moment because it's been nice weather, and it's quite inspiring. If you feel it makes you feel good as well. Planting trees, something good, something nice about planting trees. Oh, by the way, Marcus, have you been on the Snowflake Discord server? Well, not today. I haven't. No, I've been on there, yeah, but not today. I think that I will have a double whiskey and an ice before bed. Help me drift off. Actually, I'm doing that at the moment. I've got Jeremy here. Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy, hello there. How are you? Done the quiz recently? F1 is not a sport. Oh, okay. Me and Yossahoos can drive and crash cars. Okay. Oh, Ollie, try and make your bed. Oh, you have been quizzing. IMF will change Starmer's thinking though. The International Monetary Fund, quite possibly. That's why. That's why. Right, minimum was the last word. Oh, talking to Joa. Emphasize minimum. Okay. Euro and Schengen. Oh, I see. You'd have to agree to Schengen and the Euro. Well, we'd have to agree to whatever. Well, we have to agree. You want admittance into the EU, they're going to dictate the rules, aren't they? And also, we're going to be so flat on our face by the time we get that close. It's just, we'll be begging. Lisa, let us back in. Oh, you want to come back in, boy? That'll be obviously looking down at Rishi Sunak. But again, he won't be in power anyway. So, I've got no doubt we'll have a much better relationship between the United Kingdom, British government and the EU when Labour gets in. And I think that will do us a world of good. We're saying when, obviously, in preemptive here. All the parts are made up in the UK, especially MK. If you move a car elsewhere, all the parts will still be designed and made here because they're the only ones doing it. Yeah. That's a valid point. Move a saleable. Yeah, I get that. And kicking. Oh, that's what it says. And kicking a bit of leather is a sport. Probably not even leather these days. They're probably synthetic. Yeah. I don't follow football at all. Just so you know that. Not in the slightest. Although I was quite keen when the Lionesses they won off what they were brewing. But I didn't watch it. 8 Afghan journalists who worked for the BBC could be evacuated to the UK after a judge ordered ministers to reconsider their plight. It'll be quite a tricky operation, isn't it? It's just how we could leave these people there like that. I don't understand how. Well, Dominic Raab was on a deck chair, weren't he, or something? And this was all going off. Well, I know what's happening next week. I'm off. Yeah. He knew what was happening. Of course he did. We have better relationships with the EU once the IMF get involved, yeah. Scotland for the Grand Slam this year. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to call it a night because I'm getting really tired now and I'm slurring my worms. Yeah. I was just scrolling to make sure I missed anything. Night Oakbridge. He's off to bed. I think I'll be going to bed as well. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to bed. I am. They don't have jumpers for goalposts in F1. Case closed. Okay. Thanks, Jeremy Goff. What the sea was close. Blimey. So, okay, I think we've established that they're spending money like water. These lot. Yeah. Oh. Blimey. He managed to spend 8 million, but most George Roosters looked like they were legitimate. Sajid Javid, 780. DHL Express. This will be for DHL. It's probably, let's have a look. DHL Express. Import duties. Import duty. Brexit. Where? Did find a load earlier, actually. I should have made note of them. But anyway, I am absolutely shattered and I'm mumbling. So, get rid of that. Oh. I know some of the old Tories are going to say stuff. I don't know. Maybe, but I think this is actually quite serious. And now it's been exposed. The only problem is, I can see here is, how is this information going to get updated? Without more freedom of information requests. This will be a live information, really, shouldn't it? You know, we haven't got 2022. We're now into 2023. So what's happening there? What's the 2023? Let's have a look. That's 2021. So anyway, it is time for me to go to bed. I am literally going to fall flat on my face in a minute because I'm so tired. Double check the chat. Says Gingers. Yeah, dirty Tory scrounger git, says Duke Vengeance. My dog's not feeling well. Oh, you better look after him, buddy. Yeah, I am really tired. I'm kind of slurry. No, I was tired before I started, to be honest. I didn't get any sleep last night. She's moaning at me because I'm keeping her awake. Oh, no, you better go to bed. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope you have a nice, well, sleep. Obviously without me.